Thank you very much. I've always admired people that, despite going through hard times, keep chasing their dreams while enjoying their lives. So I began to observe and try to understand how they do it, because I wasn't enjoying my life like then, and I had this strong desire to be happy too. So I concluded that they had the great belief that everything that happens is for a greater good, and that they also have, as we all have, the ability to achieve how to be happy and how to transform the bad into good and the good into extraordinary. This way, we can find happiness no matter what. And the best part about being happy is that we can help and inspire people around us. We are also busy building and keeping our target and our dreams and values, so we don't have time to simply be jerks and mess with other lives. And that's awesome, isn't it? But how can we come to life again with more brightness and strength after a crisis to keep enjoying life? I found that we can achieve it by building a powerful mindset that allows to generate a new reality in any situation. And today I'm going to show you in 5 steps how I will might and transform my life so you can do it too. Our first step is essential and it consists in achieving the ability of taking care of ourselves. We've been told, love your neighbor as yourself. But it doesn't mean despite yourself, going over yourself, or even if it hurts yourself. It's not easy for me to share that I faced abuse for almost 20 years. I suffered persistent emotional and economical abuse. And throughout that time, I used to think that living like that was my destiny or my karma, when in reality it was a consequence of not knowing how to take care of myself. Until I reached my breaking point, I hit rock bottom so badly that I found myself sick and bankrupt. After that, I realized that I was tired of cleaning up all the mess that other people left in my life and of taking care of everyone except me. Then, when I decided to embrace my responsibility so clearly, a big mistake that I was making, and it was not knowing what my healthy personal boundaries were. Personal boundaries are limits set our beliefs, attitudes, and actions that will allow us to protect not only our health, but also our peace, self esteem, and perception of worth. Sometimes, limiting beliefs about love or being a good person can make us disregard those boundaries, and that can lead us to extremes, which at the same time can end up in abuse. Thinking that my limit starts until I can't hold on any longer is a huge mistake, and I'm going to show you why. Imagine that I have a knife and I hold it against you, just like this, and I tell you, I'm start stabbing you little by little. But you won't be allowed to say anything until you can hold on any longer and I hurt you badly. And then you can tell me to stop. And that will be until that moment that I will understand that you reached your limit. Crazy, isn't it? It's insane. So, if it is unhealthy to do it with our body, why do we allow anyone to do it with our peace or with our self esteem? Or why do we do it to others by guilt tripping them to see how far we can go? It is not the same to hang on than to adapt. Human beings are not designed to endure. We are not cargo trucks, right? And even those have a limit. After I realized this mistake, I really learned how to build a safe environment around me and to put myself first. And it was until then that I was able to make all the changes that I always wanted to, which at the same time opened my path to our second step. In our second step, we get to transform our limitations into strengths. After years of dealing with a broken heart, as you can imagine, I'm with people telling me, you always attract the same type of broken, wounded people. You help them and then they leave. Am I the only person who has been told this? Okay. After years of that, I went to therapy trying to fix myself, but I got really tired. And one day I said, okay, big boss, Lord, if this is a part of me, please tell me how can I use it to my advantage. And then I received an answer from beyond. Charge for it. So I learned a technique, monetized it, and became a life coach and a healing therapist. And I still attract people with problems, but not in the same way. Now people come to me for advice. I help them transform their lives. They live happy, and I remain happy too. And with money. We should always ask ourselves how we can use our limitations to our advantage so we can transform our biggest problems into our biggest strengths. Third steps. Our third steps involve reprogramming ourselves for success. When something bad happens or when we make a mistake, we usually think that our lives are going to be shattered forever. But we need to keep in mind that things are not inherently good or bad. They just are. And we can change their meaning by reprogramming our set of beliefs. As human beings, we all have this great resource within us that acts as a great force, and that is our ego. Oh, yes, ego. We are used to seeing ego as this a terrible monster that emerges when we feel fear or anger, when in reality, is this a wonderful program that our unconscious reactions move us away from pain and closer to pleasure. So, when it perceives that something will cause us harm, pain, or effort, it makes us react to remain in the same state as before the threat. Ego represents a map under which we will move. Our personal fears are shaped by how it is programmed, and this program depends on our set of beliefs. As a result, even in the same situation, each person projects his her own meanings, fears, and reactions to it. Take, for instance, people who are afraid of dogs because they were told that dogs are bad and dangerous, and now they react to anything that resembles a dog in the same way, running away, attacking, or freezing. Interesting, right? And in addition to these programs we had, when we focus our attention on with everything we want to avoid to protect ourselves, whether it's dogs or broken people who live, our mind filters the information so we can only see what we want to protect ourselves from. Let me show you how it works. Take a look around and notice all the people who are wearing black today. You didn't notice them before, right? Because you weren't paying attention to them. It wasn't on your mind. That's how easy it is. So, if you pay attention to everything you don't want to happen, guess what? Your mind will only show you that. You are not attracting it, you're filtering it. That is why it's essential to reprogram the meanings and focus on what you do want to happen so you can see the resources and the solutions. Fourth step, creating powerful anchors. This is when we start to change and we find ourselves using unheeded phrases that discourage us. These phrases are called triggers. The good news is that we can also create positive triggers that can be used as powerful anchors. And today I'm going to show you how you can create your own powerful anchors so you can use this tool every time you face a challenge. Please close your eyes for a moment and remember that time when you felt successful. Maybe you won an award or solved a conflict and go back to that moment. Identify what powerful emotion you feel. Maybe joy, strength, pride. Feel it and amplify it 100 times. Now find a word or phrase that relates to all of that. Like I'm powerful, I can always do it. And now with your non-dominant hand, make a fist. Do it tightly. And as you do so, transfer all this emotion and experience to your fist, repeating your word or phrase 3 times within yourself, reprogramming yourself to being all of this. That's it. Now take a deep breath and come back to this moment and open your eyes. There you go. You have created your anchor. You can use this powerful tool every time you face a challenge. You just need to squeeze your fist again, and that will bring you back to a resourceful state. Doing this has totally worked for me. You see, I have 2 beautiful daughters that I love with all my heart. And 2 years ago, our lives were shattered when one of them fell ill after an insect bite. I'll never forget the doctor's words. They don't be scared, but it seems your daughter has Lyme disease and a small tumor in the pituitary gland in the middle of her brain. After those words, I felt like my little girl was slipping out of my hands and I could lose her. I went in panic. But then She extended her hand and held my hand tightly, and boom, she brought me back. She triggered my anchor. My daughter's touch reminded me that I need to recover the focus and find a purpose, help her heal and get her life back. She reminded me that even in the darkest times, there is light to be found. She became my anchor. Now you can create yours. Finally, in our fifth step is the time to ask the right questions to obtain the right answers in order to take action. These are the questions I had to ask myself in my daughter's case because I needed to be able to make decisions with clarity and purpose and to find the solutions. And these are to find clarity, which is the real problem. An illness, an emotion, something need to be done. And what do you want to do with it? To find a purpose. Why or what do I need to drive for? And to find solution. What action will make a difference? What qualities do I need to have to achieve the change? With these answers, we now can move on to generate an action plan. Maybe at some point you could feel lost or not knowing what to do. In that case, just take a step, just one, because that very first step will take you out of the place where you are and give you a new perspective. So you can make another decision, and then another one, and then another. And always remember that there is always a price to pay. When we are clear about the cost, when we pay them, we don't see them as losses, but as investments. In the case of my daughter, when she started her treatments, she got lupus due to strong medication. And the tube expenses, I had to work more and more. So I also got sick due to stress. But it was all part of the price we paid. After all, everything turned into something good. She healed. I grew in my career, and here we are. Deciding to follow these 5 steps will help you shift your reality and find happiness no matter what. Always remember that your current situation is not your final destination, but your new starting point. And always keep in mind that happiness is a choice because you always have the ability to decide how you want to live. Maybe your life is not perfect, but this is the only life you have, and the best moment to start living is now. Thank you very much.